Hi guys, it's Briggs. I just wanted to chat with regards to Ascension Symptoms. So I'm laughing because I've just come out of a serious case of Ascension Flu. So what is Ascension Flu? Basically, I mean, if I could speak to specifically a post-ceremony experience, let's take that as an example. So post-ceremony, as I've said, you may go through quite a couple of turns and states of being in your emotional state, your physical state, your mental state, and you may be going, what is going on? You know, I thought I was coming to this miracle evening, and I just kind of feel all over the show. So, you know, it's much the same thing, and we describe this as Ascension Symptoms, and sometimes we put the word flu in there, so it's like an Ascension Flu, because you really feel quite sick actually, and it doesn't make sense because you've come for this healing and you're feeling shit, to be quite honest. So what is it and why is it there? So again, a lot of people will, for example sake, maybe they don't have too much of the emotional stuff, but they often have headaches and things like that. So and I'm speaking to post-ceremony as the example, but it doesn't matter if you've had a ceremony or not. If you are moving through your ascension path, there will be times, sorry, I've got someone hooting outside. There will be times that we move through these ascension symptoms. And so again, if ceremony is your first little experience of it, it's usually one of the most frightening, because there's confusion. It's sort of like dissonance, you know, in the sense that you've come for healing and yet you're feeling this way. Basically, simply put, what happens is the following. You prep your body. So I'm going to speak specifically to ceremonies now. You prep your body to enter into a certain frequency, and that's why you have your diet change, etc., etc. And of course, if there's meds involved, we would have to deal with that specifically as well. So you prep your body to move into a certain frequency. Then you have your experience. Your experience is had within a very high frequency space. The body then needs to assimilate after that experience to that high frequency space. Okay, so it's sort of like creating space in the cells. You know, there's stuff going on in here, but you've got the space and it doesn't know what to do with that space. So you're now assimilating to that spaciousness. Okay, because again, the experience in this frequency is about expansion of consciousness. It's not only just a concept within the cognitive space, it's expansion of the cells, it's expansion of your frequencies, it's expansion of your field. So in essence, it's getting used to this spaciousness. So that's why these headaches occur as well, because you've sort of been through this psychic surgery where there is now a lot of energy buzzing in a space that is not familiar with that amount of energy in that space. So I often say to people experiencing headaches after journey, please drink loads of water, but please also don't watch your programming. Don't automatically run to your medication, your paracetamol, your headache tablets. It's unnecessary. You've just gone through this huge detox. And again, those of you that have done any dietary detox or anything like that will know that it is not comfortable. Those of you that have prepped properly for your ceremonies, especially those that use caffeine on a daily basis, will know the feeling of your caffeine headache. I've never had a cup of coffee in my life, so I don't know what it feels like, but I have known it with regards to smoking. I no longer smoke, so, you know, but it's a detox. But, you know, when we're going through that cup of coffee stuff, we know we are detoxing from coffee, and we don't pick up a panado. Yet after ceremony, we disempower ourselves and we go, what's going on? and then all of a sudden we are back at the pharmaceuticals again. So again, that's just one example of post-ceremony headaches as a very specific example. But speaking in a broader sense to Ascension Flu, the symptoms could be many. So it's a lot of the time it's this big feeling of spaciousness, of being quite spaced out. Your head might feel sort of enlarged, like you've got this, you're sort of carrying the planet on your head. So it's quite an ungrounded feeling, I guess you could explain it as that, even though you may be practicing grounding exercises, especially those of you further along your ascension path that really know what to do and how to center yourselves. And then we start moving into a doubt space, because we know these practices and we're doing these practices, but the shift that we are experiencing, because in essence it is an energy shift, the shift we are experiencing is so big at that point in time that we are actually being asked to lie down, to sit down, to rest, to get out of our own ways. And I've spoken about that in other videos, to get out of our own ways so that we can assimilate this new energy and frequency that is stepping in. So this channel that is happening, and that channel is being created from the earth's vibration. And as we know, this is increasing exponentially every single month. So what was the Schumann frequency or the Schumann resonance at some point in time is no longer. It is increasing all the time, and it's asking for us to keep up with that shift. And it's why the movement of consciousness is so big at this point in time, is because in order to heal, we need to view ourselves as energetic systems that are resonating at a frequency, that have an electromagnetic field, that are connected to a macrocosmic field, which is the earth and all that exists beyond the earth, and that we need to step in line and align to that frequency. So it's sort of like a big current. It's a big current going, and it's speeding up, and once we step into that current, it's like the calm in the center of the storm. We can then sit in the calm, but while we're assimilating, we're slap bang in this vortex of energy. So like I said, a current, this vortex of energy, and it can be quite off-putting. A lot of some other ascension symptoms are shifts within the jaw, the teeth. My jaw is completely shifted. I've heard of people going through, and I've had toothache as well, where you kind of like, and for us, and by us I mean those light workers on their paths, working with natural healing and natural medicines, we are not rushing off to doctors to go and suppress these symptoms. We are sitting with them, and it is uncomfortable, okay, and it will push us. And I believe often, I often believe this is all a cosmic joke, and that they are there for tests. Spirit is testing us, our resolve to this work and to upgrades, because essentially what it is, it's a frequency upgrade. So that's basically what's happening with our ascension symptoms, and especially now where the upper heart chakra is a chakra that is really being focused on, especially with our channels opening to things such as light language, etc., really just channeling into our creative energy, our co-creation energy. The higher heart is beginning to activate, so that may leave you with ascension symptoms in the heart space, which is uncomfortable. It becomes quite scary sometimes, and it sometimes feels like we are dying, and I don't mean to exaggerate. I really am sharing to say that you will move past it. You have the strength for it. It is in alignment. It will, this too shall pass. We know that. So be brave, sit with it, rest through these processes. You know, if you're anything like me, it's really difficult again to sit in that feminine and just receive, even though the thing that we are receiving is an uncomfortable upgrade, because that's what it is in essence. You know, the time on the other side is worth it. So, you know, headaches, blurry vision, that ungrounded feeling, heart palpitations, or this really feeling of the heart expansion, which may come in pains. And of course, the reason why we maybe don't run to the doctor so quickly is because we are in tune with our bodies. So we can discern between, whoa, there's really something going on here that I may need some a Western practitioner's advice, or I know that I'm currently working on shifting energy in the higher heart, meaning that this heart stuff that I'm feeling in the physical body makes sense to me. So I really don't want to give the message of being unreasonable or irresponsible. There's a lot of accountability that has taken place over years through an ascension process with someone like me, or those of you on an ascension path. Anyway, good luck. Know that it'll pass and you will be fine. Lots of love.